It's morning again in America.
Tanked the bipartisan deal because he thought it would help him win an election. Which goes to show,
but all of America knows that the real blame for this nightmare lies with one person, Crooked Joe Biden, as crooked as you can get. That's why the people of Pennsylvania are going to tell Crooked Joe, you're fired, get out, you're fired.
Many policies and campaign promises today focus on blue-collar jobs, cultural issues, or geopolitical matters. While these topics are undoubtedly important and I resonate with some of them, they don't directly impact my life. I understand the concerns about jobs being taken away by illegal immigrants. And while I care about these issues to some extent, it's not my primary issue. My frustration lies far beyond our border. Growing up in a middle-class environment in suburban Virginia, I worked hard to earn a degree in computer science. And then I followed it with a master's degree. Despite my qualifications, I'm struggling to find a white-collar job. Ironically, it's not about the jobs being taken by those crossing the border. It's about the jobs being affected by those who never set foot in the country. It's paradoxical that large companies, while claiming financial struggles and laying off tens of thousands of workers, are simultaneously reporting record profits. What's more, they are outsourcing the very jobs that they are eliminating. It's abhorrent that these companies, which we have allowed to dominate their field and wield immense influence over our lives, are doing this on such a grand scale. These so-called American companies are so opposed to hiring American workers, of course, unless they have doctorates from Stanford, Harvard, Yale, or MIT, that they have created an entire Silicon Valley alternative in countries like India. The jobs we were promised upon our graduations from college are now in cities like Bangalore. Skilled American workers are left fighting for the few remaining jobs while these companies become increasingly selective. This would be manageable if smaller companies could fill the gap. However, due to the influence of these giants, smaller companies must specialize, seeking only now the most experienced workers. This creates a vicious cycle where entry-level jobs are being outsourced away, leaving American workers without the necessary experience to advance. This hidden national crisis has been growing for years. The quality of products has declined, rather in tech, physical goods, entertainment, clothing, or design. We see more crashes, lower quality, less detail, and less soul in what we produce. So what is America to specialize in now? We've already outsourced our manufacturing to China, our tech to India, and our computer chip construction to Taiwan. This trend shows no signs of stopping unless we take action. While outsourcing might seem like a quick win for boosting stock prices and dismissing those who don't excel in college, the long-term consequences are much more serious. This strategy doesn't just dishearten students who didn't measure up, it gives opportunities to workers abroad that our students never received. In 20 years, the seeds we're planting in other countries will bear significant fruit. Young workers in India who are currently being trained and given valuable entry-level tech jobs will grow into mid-career professionals with a wealth of knowledge. These workers will eventually be inspired to start their own companies, using the skills and knowledge they gain from building 80% of our own products. It's only a matter of time before they realize that they can create and innovate on their own. And we've seen this happen before. YouTube seemed untouchable until TikTok, a Chinese company, emerged and took the world by storm. Now, one of the most popular social media platforms in our own country isn't even American. Outsourcing might provide short-term gains, but it also paves the way for our future competition. If this trend continues, many potential American tech entrepreneurs and specialized workers will vanish. Their career goals shifted and abandoned due to a lack of available jobs. We're watching as our next generation is outsourced away for short-term gains. But this issue isn't just theoretical, it's personal. I'm living proof of this dilemma. After graduating, I struggled to find a job in the US, so I went to Hong Kong to pursue my master's degree, hoping it would open more doors. I returned home, eager to find jobs close to family and friends, but still faced the same barriers. I was told that companies now wanted more than just degrees, but they wanted experience. So I went back to Hong Kong for an AI research job, where they were more eager to hire an American worker than the companies in my own country. Despite gaining valuable experience, I'm still struggling to find a job here. So what's my next step? Should I pursue a doctorate degree, draining my savings with no guarantee of success? Or should I return to Hong Kong, ironically leaving my country once again to seek a job that might finally impress American companies enough to hire me? Starting my own business is another option, but it's a huge risk with my limited savings. Without experience in running a business, the odds are stacked against me, and failure could ruin me financially. Should I take on a blue-collar job just to make ends meet, knowing I could leave a gap in my resume and make it even harder to find a job in my field? Or do I just give up entirely and switch careers, abandoning the field I spent years studying and working in? The reality is, I shouldn't have to make these choices, but the runaway power and influence of a few companies have left me and many others with no clear path forward. Many might blame the pandemic, inflation, interest rates, or AI for job loss. However, the real issue lies deeper. It's in our country's flawed recruitment and outsourcing policies. We need to set limits on the extent of outsourcing because what was originally meant to reduce costs and boost profits is now hollowing out our workforce. As more skilled workers are outsourced, we're not just losing workers, we're losing consumers. Soon, the only people who can afford the products these companies produce will be those in countries where the jobs have been sent. Our own middle class, burdened with student debt and lacking opportunities, will be left fighting over low-paying, blue-collar jobs. So maybe the issue of blue-collar jobs being taken away is more relevant to me and many others than I initially thought. At the rate this outsourcing problem is going, those might be the only jobs left for us. Before that happens, let's make some noise together. Email, fax, or send letters to your senators and representatives. Write articles, make videos. I've taken my steps, but it hasn't been enough. So I'm sending out a shout, and I'm hoping to hear an echo back. We must show them we won't go quietly. We're unemployed. So we have all the time in the world to make our voices heard.
They can look forward with confidence to the future. It's morning again in America. And we want to return to where we were.